Hi, today I would like to introduce you the statements in free Pascal. So we are talking about two types of statements. Let's say programming lines. One are the first one is the simple statements, typically assignments made by assignment operators, and the procedure calls which can be considered as simple statements. The second one are the structure statements, and these are basically can be broken into smaller, simple statements, and controlling the sequence of the application. So here you can define conditions, or you can create loops with these statements. So let's go through the simple statements at first. So the basic ones are the different assignment operators. So when we are simply just assigning a value to a variable, that's the basic, the most basic assignment syntax. For this you use the semicolon and equal sign. So basically this is giving the simple assignment to a variable. And then there are other ones, so an addition, a subtraction, and then the multiplication and division. So what needs to be mentioned here is that basically all of these are assigning a value to a variable. The plus, minus, multiplication and division operators are basically adding or subtracting something from a variable to itself. So basically, if you want to increase the I by 1, like here, then you just need to mention the variable plus equal 1. This means I equal to I plus 1. And the same for all the others. The only exception I would mention here is the division, because if you are using, like I was using here, the I as an integer value, when I'm assigning values to it, like addition, division, subtraction, multiplication, then I can get back an integer value as a result, so I can do this. But if I want to use the division operator, then I will get back a double value, and I can't simply use it on an integer value. So here you need to be careful, otherwise the application will not compile at all. So the next one is the procedure calls. So here I was mentioning 3 procedure calls here, where all of them are valid. So basically I have the definition above here, where I was defining the procedure itself without any parameters, and the same procedure using parameters. So this is also showing something here, that actually you can define different type of or different procedures with different parameters using the same name for the procedure. So in this case, when you are using the procedure, the parameter what you use to call this procedure will define what or which procedure definition should be executed. So when I'm using, or when I'm not using at all any parameter, or I'm using just the brackets here, these two procedure calls will call the first procedure where there was no parameter defined, and in the third case I'm using an integer parameter here, and then this will call the second procedure which was defined. Next one are the structure statements. So here, when we are talking about structure statements, the first one is called compound statement. The compound statement is basically means that a line or one um, let's say a block which should be considered as one execution line. These are separated with a semicolon. So if you want to create a block like this, then that will be executed at once. In some cases, it is not enough, or you can't define such a compound statement on a way that the compiler would be understanding it on the right way. So basically, these blocks ending with a semicolon should be considered as one executable statement, but sometimes um, the application itself is requiring multiple lines to be considered inside one compound block or compound statement. And typical case of this is the if statement. So where you are having an if, then, and else, let's say, blocks, and after the then and after the else statement, the application is expecting only one block to be executed. So if you are defining an if statement like this one, and maybe you just do it like this. Then the execution of these statements will be, let's say, ended after the first line. So whatever is the I, the second line will be always running, always executed, because after the then, the compiler is expecting one block. So for this case, you need to define this block within a begin and end statement, because the compiler then will consider this begin and block as one statement only, and will execute it after the then. So if we are going further, this shows the example. So basically, in this case, when the I equal to 1 and I have one statement here, actually the whole statement, the whole if, then, and there statement is considered to be one block. And in this case, the execution will, let's say, cover the whole complete block of this. In the other case, the begin ends are defining the blocks, and as you can see, when the first block is executed or the first block is used, before the else, the end doesn't have a semicolon, and this is telling to the system that there is an else block, because the else block is not mandatory. You can omit this. So if you would end here and you would use a semicolon after the end and not using anymore this else block here, then that would be a valid let's say statement definition. So this is what you need to consider, and you need to keep in mind that you need to have the right consideration of where these compound statements are finished, or where they are only just one line, or where you need to have a begin and end. So if I want to be correct from let's say structure point of view, this statement should look like something like this, because that would show as well that this second right ln line is always executed in the run of the application. The next statement type is the case statement. So if you were programming in other programming languages, then this is pretty similar to it. So basically this provides a kind of structure where, depending on the variable what you are putting inside a case statement, you can decide what to be carried out. So the case statement is having the different let's say result, or different states or values of the variable you pass to the case statement itself, and then based on the let's say the result of it, you can carry out the different lines. And here again, the compound statements, let's say, should be ending where the case statement or the individual elements of the case itself is executed. So you can have, of course, here not just values, but also, as you can see, you can have ranges as well, and then you can have a single line, or you can have multiple lines here. If you are not using the begin end for multiple lines, then you will get a failure. So if you have more lines, then you need to let's say frame it with a begin end statement as well. The only exception here in this case, the else statement. So the else statement can be multiple lines. So here you don't need the begin end anymore, because this is the last portion of the case statement. So so this part of the statements are not considered to be separated with or to be having single lines only. And then, of course, the case statement should be ended with an end semicolon statement as well, and then the execution is continued outside of the case. And for sure, here not all the lines are executed, just those one where the case variable is matching with the let's say the given parameters here inside. Next one is the if then else statement. I was already talking about it. So here what is interesting is, or what is a difference to the others, that here you make a kind of conditional check if the variable is let's say true or false compared to the comparison what you are using here. Of course, earlier I was showing another one where it was a simple variable, but as you can see, if I would like to rewrite the case statement into an if statement, then I can do this. So basically here this case block is doing the same as here the if then block. So if I'm writing it into that one, checking the first result, so if the character I is within the range of these letters, like here is basically the same. Only here you need to define a kind of set, and then you need to check if the character I is within this set of characters, and then carry out the next statement. Then if it is not, because here basically this comparison is done at the case line here, and if this is not true, then you can go to the next one. And of course the rest is not executed. So where you don't have a matching line, or if you didn't carry out anything here, you can go to the else statement. And this is the same here. So if the first if statement or first comparison is false, then this line is not executed. We can go to the next line under the if statement, and then I'm checking the second one, and then carrying out the same operations and in the case statement I did. But as you can see, this is a more complex form. So basically this kind of if statement execution could be simplified with the case statement. The next one is the for statement. So here what is interesting in the for statement is that you can go through of values from bottom to top, or from the top to the bottom, and for that you have basically two versions of the for statement, the for to and do, and the for down to and do statement. And this the execution of this statement is basically running on an integer value, and basically the value itself, or actually it can be also a double. In a for statement, the parameter what you are defining to be used as a variable, increased or decreased depending on which form you use, is running on a way that this parameter is always let's say increased by 1, and then once you reach the higher value, or you go above the higher value, then the execution is continued behind this line. And here I was defining two different for statements. So you can have a single line for statement where you have only one executable line. Again, this is the same compound statement style thing. So if you have one line with a semicolon, then this line is considered to be the for statement. If you need more lines within the for statement, then you need to frame it again with the begin end thing. And here I also show an additional thing. So the for statement, and basically these kind of loops can be let's say stopped if you have a condition inside which you already reached. So in this case, what you will see when I'm running this application, the I should go down from 10 till 1. But because I'm checking inside if the I reached the value 5, then the execution should be stopped with the break statement. The next one is the for statement can be also used for sets. So if you define a set, or you define an array, and here I have at first a set, and in the second line I have an array, then basically the for statement is very simple. You have a variable which should be the same type of the set itself, and then you basically iterate through of these elements, and every time you get one element out from the from the set. So as you can see here, after the in or the W is assigned with a day from the set, then it's written out basically as a kind of string. So the name of the inside the set will be written out. And the same for the array. So here I defined the same day names like here for the set, just in a string array. So the A is an array of strings, and the S will be a single string. So as you can see here, and then every time the string value from the iteration is written out. The next loop type is a repeat until statement, and I should mention here the while do statement. The difference between the two is the actually the position of checking the a condition which defines if this loop should be still let's say still should be used or run. In the repeat until statement, this conditional check is at the end of the repeat until statement. So once you reach this point, this loop will be carried out once in every so at least once it will be carried out or run. And once you reach the end of it, then you can check if this need to be repeated, and if the condition itself, what you defined here, is false. So you didn't reach basically that condition where it becomes true, then you need to repeat the statement, and this is repeated until you reach the end of it. So you need to be careful here, because if you define a condition what you never can reach, so for example, if as you can see here, I let's say initialize the I with a 1, and then I'm increasing it inside the loop by 1. And if I would define it that the I is lower than 1, then this loop would be infinitely running, of course, until the I is exceeding the number which can be stored in it. So then you would always run this condition. So this will only stop if the condition sometimes became true. The while statement is just different from this. So basically here the while loop should be let's say either a one-line while do statement. So if I would use only one right ln line here, then this could be here, but then of course you don't have let's say something which is stopping to run this while do statement. So in most of the cases you need to have the begin end structure here, because you want to do something inside this loop, and you also need to increase or you need to have something which is changing the variable to which you make the conditional check. So here as you can see the difference, so basically this two loop are doing the same. The difference of course is visible here. So I initialize the I as 1, and while this condition is true, the loop is running. If I would check the I compared to 0, for example, that it's lower or lower to 0, then of course this would be false, and then this loop would never be running. So that's the difference between the repeat until, because the repeat until will always run at once, or at first. The while condition might not run at all if the condition is already a false condition. The next statement is the with do statement, and to show this I was creating a record. So basically this with and do statement can be used for classes or for records. Here I'm just showing it now for the record itself. So basically I define a record with a person name and age in it, and then the variable person is having this t person record type. And normally you need to have the assignment statement like this, that you need to use the variable, and then you need to use the record identifier, let's say, where you can make the assignment. So here the person name is assigned with a string, person age is assigned with a an integer value. But with the with do statement, you can avoid to use the variable name itself. Basically, you can simply use within a begin end statement, and typically you should have this, because for one line it makes no sense to use this statement. So if I would use it here, and then I would just have the name equal to John Doe, this would be a waste of characters to define at first the with person do, because you simply just use a dot and you can make this. But if you have multiple lines with multiple let's say properties or identifiers inside a record, it might be easier to use a with do statement, and then you don't need to refer to the variable anymore, because inside the compiler is assigning these record variables or record identifiers to that variable itself. So once I'm running this application, these two write statement will write out exactly these ones with the person variable here. And there is one more statement type which is discussed by the documentation, which is the exception statement. So exception statements is basically used for let's say error handling, and so let's say correction. So if you want to avoid that your application is stopping every time it is having an issue with one of the parameters. For example, if you would like to load a string into an integer value, then of course the application will generate a failure. But if you use these exception statements and you use the defined let's say structure of it, you might be able to run the application on a way that it's not showing the error statement and stopping the execution of the application, but it is informing the user that there was an issue, and then it goes to a place where it's safe to continue the application run. So basically, this statement are also very good things to use, but this we will discuss later. So let's run the application and go through of these what I just explained. So when I'm running the application, of course I get this result here, and I try to separate these here, the blocks. So the single statements, you can see that I had the I as 1 written out as I as 1. Then I have the addition, it became 2. Then I have the subtraction, then it became 1. Then I multiplied it by 10, so I got the 10. And here you can see that the I is actually initializing the b value, so it changed to a double value here. And when I divide it by 2 and load it into b, I got a 5 here. Then the procedure calls are not doing anything here, so you can't see any information here. And here you can see, because the I was 1, both lines were running. However, the if statement is only running the first one. So if I change this number here to 2 and run the application again, then you will see that actually this line here is not executed at all. So you can see here that only the second line, so this one is carried out. And if we are continuing the lines here, that here after the second line we have this if statement. So now the I is 2. So basically this line is not executed, the other one is executed. Then again, if the I is 1, then this should be executed, but because I changed it to 2, now the second block is executed. So now it is again became 1 here. So so these blocks are of course executed as required. The case statement. So here I'm using again the I. So because this I value, the 2, is converted to a character type, but the character 2 is neither a letter nor a number. Actually the else statement is carried out, and you can see here that I means something else, so we were reaching this point. If I would change here, and let's write here that I be 65. So in this case the character I will be an A, and that means we will get here that after the case statement it will mean a character. So when I'm running it and going back to the case else statement, you can see that I mean a character. So basically we have this line executed. Going further, so now we are at the if and then statement. Again, this is doing the same. So as you can see that once I change the I to 65, it also let's say selected this line where the I mean a character. So again we were at that point. Of course, if I would change it to the previous number, then I would get also here this line executed. Okay, so here we are at the for statement. So we have at first the first for statement, which is running from 1 till 10. So as you can see that writing out at each time this one line with the value of the I. Then I get the numbers from 1 till 10. I can do it from the top to the bottom like this, and then the break when I'm reaching the 5 is also visible here. So basically when the if statement is let's say reach the 5 value, it's still written out because this is earlier, but then the for statement is not continued because we use the break statement. The next one is the iteration of the set. So you can see that I have in the set the weekdays, and the iteration is going through of them. And here is the same for the array. So here the same kind of iteration is done. Just the difference, of course, here the definition. So at first I have the weekdays like as a set. In the second case I have the weekdays as a string array. Okay, then the next one are the repeat and until statement. And again, this was simply just showing that how you can run these statements or these loops with the different conditions. And here, if the I is bigger than 10, then the loop is not continued anymore. So basically you need to make a condition here which is false, and here you need to have a condition which is true. So if the I is below or equal to 10, and then it will stop the running. And as you can see, in both cases the result is the same, only the solution is different. Of course, it would be different, or if I would say that it's if I put here a 0, or it's here a 0, and then what I was explaining, that the repeat is always running once. So now you can see that the repeat until was running once. So here I got the first value out with the I1, and then because this was already above 0, it stopped the execution. So the second time the repeat until was not executed, but the while case, because the conditional check is at the beginning, it was not executed at all. And the last one is the with do statement. So here you can see that what I was assigning to the person record could be written out just by using the let's say the variables within the record itself, and not using the variable name of the record variable itself. So that's all about the different statements. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and you can use it in your coding. And if you like that, then please don't forget to subscribe. And with this, I wish you happy coding, and see you next time. Goodbye.